Hey everybody, welcome to a new video. In the last episode, oh my god, wild encounter. As I was saying, in the last episode, we got Sprout Tower, and we were just about... And anyway, we're about to go through here, fight these sages, and get to the top. Sorry, I just moved my chair there. Alright, let's keep going. First battle. And yes, I know these battles are probably going to get repetitive if you've already played the game, since you're fighting the basic 3 Pokemon over and over again. But it is some good experience. So, yeah. I need to think of something to talk about during this. I just really started recording without thinking in this episode. Let's see. So, oh, I know something to talk about. Sorry about that, guys, anyway. But, anyway, what I was thinking about, I say anyway way too much. What I was thinking about was that, it's been around, like, 10 years since Ruby and Sapphire came out in America. Like, they came out in 2003, and I know it's not 2013 anymore, it's actually 2014, the end of March, when I'm recording this. But, anyway, I don't know, I just thought maybe, if not now, maybe, like, 2015, like, to coincide with the 10-year anniversary of Pokemon Emerald in the States. Because, and I think other parts of the world too. And I just thought that would be really awesome, because I really did like Ruby and Sapphire, and it would be really nice to see them in updated graphics. They're not going to do a remake of Emerald, because if you guys look to Fire Red and Leaf Green, remakes of Red and Green, right? Gold and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, remakes of Gold and Silver. There wasn't a Crystal remake, even though some people thought there was going to be. I don't know why, though. Maybe they weren't familiar with the, Fire Red and Leaf Green. I don't know. Because they didn't remake Pokemon Yellow or Pokemon Blue or anything. Other than, like, Fanworks, where they did that. You know, I'm going to put Balboa in front, even though he's probably going to be in a lot of trouble. At least we have Balboa in front to get some experience. If he's doing too bad against Divine Whips, then I'll just switch train him or something like that. Oh, yes, the Paralyze Heal. Paralyze Heal, because they had to abbreviate it. But yeah, I thought that would be really cool if there was a Ruby and Sapphire remake. There probably will be. Because, well, a reason they don't really need to is you can still get Ruby and Sapphire Pokemon literally over to X and Y. And the way you guys do this, it's going to be pretty complicated, so I'm going to have to explain it now. What you do is you take Ruby and Sapphire and put it in an old DS or DS Lite with the 4th gen games in it. And there's an area called the PAL Park or something like that where you can put your Pokemon from the GBA games and bring them over to the 4th generation, at least in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Wow, that did a lot, even though it wasn't critical, but I mean, I'm gonna die here, so I'm gonna have to throw out Salad. But you can carry those Generation 4 Pokemon and Generation 3 Pokemon over to Generation 5, obviously, and then from that, use the Pokemon Transporter to get it over to Generation 6. So you can do that. And the same works. Of course, Generation 1 and 2 don't have it anymore, but you already have Heart Gold and Soul Silver for your Johto Pokemon. And after Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you also have Fire Red and Leaf Green, which is actually before. I don't know why I said after. And you can use Fire Red and Leaf Green to get Kanto Pokemon. So basically, you can do that in Heart Gold and Soul Silver too by visiting the Kanto region. You can literally get Pokemon from all generations and all regions, even Ore from the GameCube games, over to X and Y, which is really awesome how they do that. But DS Lites are, you know, a lot of them are being traded in for 3DSs and have been for years now. 3DS is around 4 years old, I think, actually. So, yeah. But we gotta switch train Balboa, because Balboas are, like, #1 guy against the first gym leader since they have bird Pokemon. I think he was called bird Pokemon at this point, though. I'm not sure. Could have been called flying type. I thought there was a bird type in Red and Blue, but maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know. Salad! We're gonna cut him up and turn him into a salad. Oh, we're so funny. Yeah. Destroy everything, Salad. I have to say, Chikorita isn't too bad, really. I mean, I understand that Cyndaquil and especially Totodile are probably better for actually beating the first gym leaders. But she's really not that bad. It's like choosing a Charmander in Red and Blue and Yellow. Like, oh wait, you can't choose it in Yellow until later. But in Red and Blue, when you choose a Charmander, it's like you know he's going to get really good later on, because Charizard is pretty good in those games, like OP, I think. But, oh, wild encounter. Okay, guys, I need to actually heal. Oh, pack. And I just forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, yes, in Red and Blue, when you choose Charmander, you know he's going to get really good later on when he turns into a Charizard. But for a long time, for the first couple gyms, he really doesn't do well. He sucks against Brock, unless you... Well, in Fire Red and Leaf Green, he learns Metal Claw, and I think it's some of the other games, too. I think they put that in there at level 13, I think it was. Just so you can actually get past Brock and still choose Charmander. Charmander is pretty awesome. Personally, I like Squirtle the best, but I actually do have a Charizard on my X and Y team. But that's just because you get it from the professor. Which is interesting, because, like, if your friends hadn't given you those Kalos starters, would you have just had, like, just plain standalone Kanto starters? That's pretty interesting. I think Kalos and Kanto are linked a lot, especially with the Origins, or Pokemon Origins. If you guys haven't seen Pokemon Origins and you're a Pokemon fan, you should really watch it. But you probably won't be watching this if you're not a Pokemon fan anyway, so... yeah. Balboa is almost at level 11, that's great. I like how they added the XP bars in Generation 2, that's really nice of them. And of course they carry it over now. Because in Generation 1 I was constantly confused over whether my Pokemon was about to level up or not when I played through Red and Blue. Fun fact though, I've actually never beaten Pokemon Red and Blue or Fire Red and Leaf Green. I've gotten to the Victory Road, but I never beat it, which really sucks. I really should go back and do that, and I've tried multiple times, but I just never followed through. I actually have a Pokemon Blue copy, as you guys could see in one of my retro game hunting videos. I actually do own the original Pokemon Blue. I lost my Pokemon Gold, but I did own the original Pokemon Blue, but I never beat it. I just, you know, got involved with Pokemon X and Y, which really sucks, because I wanted to beat Blue before, you know, get myself in the Kanto vibe. Oh well. What happens, happens, I guess. Alright, we defeated Sage and Edmund. Oh, I'm weak. Yes, you are weak. For you are an old man. And old men aren't generally known for being physically powerful, I think. Oh, yeah, a potion. Brilliant. You know, I'm gonna heal. I think I'm gonna... No, I don't want to use a berry. What does a bitter berry do? Self-cure for confusion. There you guys go. I'm gonna give this berry to Balboa. And give him a potion. Because we have plenty of potions since I bought them. Yeah, and these potions will get bad in like 2 gyms anyway, so I might as well use them all on now. When I played through X and Y, I had a bunch of old potions because I didn't heal often! Okay, as I was saying, when I played through X and Y, I had a lot of leftover regular potions because when you beat the gym leaders, eventually, you know, your Pokemon get much stronger and then you have to use better potions, like the Super Potion and Hyper Potion. So I just had a bunch of old potions that I would use for like when my Pokemon only need a little bit more health. So yeah, let's do it, Balboa. You can totally fight him. No, I'm gonna have to go in his salad, unfortunately. No, Balboa. Oh well. Vine Whip. Keep on whipping me with your vines. You don't stand a chance. Doesn't look like they have a vine though. Salad looks like or Chikorita, I should say, is the actual species. It looks like you'd have those things around the neck that could grow into vines, but I don't really think that Bellsprout has that. I don't know. Those Pokemon with attacks that don't make any sense either. I really need better stuff to talk about. Yeah. So either they're gonna make about the next Pokemon games that are probably gonna come out in the coming years, in a couple like 3 years from now. I'm expecting either X2 and oh, finally Rock Throw. That's gonna be so helpful, guys. Oh, and another level up on Salad. Brilliant. And Reflect. I don't know why he learns Reflect, but okay. But anyway, I'm thinking either X2 and Y2, because we have Black 2 and White 2. The remakes, or there was another one that I couldn't think of, that I can't think of right now. I guess it's another completely new Pokemon game, but I kind of doubt that. And they're probably all going to be Generation 6. I don't think they're going to go straight to 7. Because if they did that, we'd be at like Generation 15 now or something. You know, they have to have a couple games per generation. And Generation 6 only started in late 2013, of all times. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to Generation 7 till 2017, I'm estimating. At the earliest, 2016. That's what I'm expecting. We'll have some more games throughout then. But yeah, psychic move on a Chikorita. That is weird. I don't know why I would learn that. But okay then. Hopefully that'll be useful, or there's a likely chance I'll never use it. You know what? I'll use it once in this final battle here, which, as you guys can possibly tell, we're approaching that right now. So when we get to the final battle, I'll start out with Salad, and he'll use Reflect. That's good, right? Alright. You know, because that boosts defense on all fronts, which is good, because both my Pokemon are somewhat defensive. I'm not sure how defensive Chikorita is, but it's somewhat. If I wanted to, I could just go on Bulbapedia and look that up. Anyway. Yeah, that's about that. So many Bellsprouts. How could all these guys be completely obsessed with Bellsprouts? I don't understand. What exactly? They never explain why it's Sprout Tower, like why Bellsprouts are considered like holy or something like that. They never really explain it. I don't know why. Maybe in the anime they did. I'm not sure if Sprout Tower was even in the anime. I'd have to go back and look at the older episodes. And I'm getting really sick of having to use Tackle against these guys constantly. And they have been getting progressively higher in strength, you know, to actually start to battle us. And wow, this is getting old. Maybe I should have sped these fights up, but I've already recorded it and stuff. You know what? I think in the next episode we're going to have to do the final battle, because we're approaching around 12 minutes into the recording. So, oh, finally, a Hoot-Hoot. Yeah, there are Hoot-Hoots in here, which is one of the 3 Pokemon you fight. You fight... You know what? It might have been only 2. There might have been another one. But I know you have mostly Bellsprouts, of course, and then the Hoot-Hoot. The final boss has a Hoot-Hoot as well, which is cool. Or the final guy in here, anyway. He's not the final boss of the game at all. Not even close. Alright. We have defeated Sage Troy. Yes, our trust is very real. And in the... I was going to say in the next episode, but now we have a cutscene. You are indeed skilled as a trainer. As promised, here is your HM. But let me say this. You should treat your Pokemon better. The way you battle is far too harsh. Pokemon are not tools of war. He claims to be the elder, but he's weak. It stands to reason. I'd never lose to fools who babble about being nice to Pokemon. I'm sorry, guys. It's a 8-bit text box. I only care about strong Pokemon that can win. I really couldn't care less about weak Pokemon. Jack used an escape rope. Hey, how does it even work? Well, anyway, we'll get our own escape rope, which is right here. Very useful for getting out of this tower. And in the next episode, we will fight the Elder of Sprout Tower. I hope you enjoyed this video, and feel free to subscribe.